Hi, welcome to the Cotton and Kanthal Show, episode 2. Here with myself and Sir Frederick of Wiltshire. How you doing, mate? You alright?
I'm not bad, how are you?
Good. So we've had an upgrade from our first episode. We've got a man behind the camera now, and we've got a green screen, which may just be a map of Jurassic Park, I don't know. So without further ado, what's in the news this week?
So we've got, first of all, I think we should have a chat about the IVG lawsuit. It's pretty interesting.
This is the, you've nicked our copyright, but you've nicked someone else's.
Yes, I think it's, so we had a company called Trillions bring out first of all, IVG brought out Millions.
So last week, if you saw the episode, you'll see some banners up, which we put them up really because we had nothing else in the background other than a window with bars on. So we rustled around, found some things, and this looks like it should be a TV set at IVG, yeah.
So they brought out the Millions flavour of liquid, and they've got like blueberry Millions, strawberry Millions, and then another company thought, that's a lovely idea, we're going to nick it, and they made Trillions, and it's pretty much the same thing.
One better, basically, isn't it?
Basically.
No,
they've even missed out billion. I don't know why I didn't go billions.
How many extra zeros are there between billion and trillion?
2.
Okay, so it's 2 zeros better.
Yeah, loads better.
So IVG also make the I Love VG range. So what happened is they had to go at them for nicking their branding, and then the Scottish sweet company, who had nothing to do with IVG, called
Golden something,
right? They went, hang on, you nicked our branding, and you've got the audacity to have a go at someone else and nicking their branding. And we spoke last week about companies just ripping off branding like wholesale. So this is the first time I've actually heard it's actually been brought up as a
I think they can get away with it because when you apply for a trademark, you apply for it under a certain use case, don't you? A certain like class of product. So
you can, but they've got pictures of sweets, haven't they? So they could say, well, you're using our branding in the theme of sweets, even if you've registered it as that.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah.
I guess it's like having a furniture company called McDonald's and having loads of people just sitting there eating hamburgers around the sofas. And I think
sitting on Big Macs.
Yeah, there you go. Well, just sitting with Big Macs. Has that gone to court yet? So?
Not yet. I think they're trying to resolve it amicably between the sweet maker and IVG.
Some free liquids.
Yeah, maybe. But they released a statement saying that they IVG, we're aware this product exists. They did not seek our endorsement. It's by no means affiliated. So I think they're looking to try and get something done about it. I don't know how far they're going to get.
Yeah, I know there's a bit of a Twitter war. Sort of shots were fired. So it's actually on the Twitter where they're trying to defend themselves.
Yeah.
But this has been going on for so long now, companies ripping off other people's branding. People work really hard to make their brands, whether you're an e-liquid company that makes your own brand or you're a sweet company from Scotland. It's pretty disheartening when someone comes along and just nicks your idea that you spent a ton of money making. So, it'd be nice to see some maybe they could use this as an opportunity to actually make their own brand, their own distinct brand. Learning lesson.
I'm surprised they even managed to get a trademark for it in the first place, IVG.
This is their defence. They said that when you apply for a trademark, it sends out a notification to anyone with a similar trademark and they can defend it. Obviously, the Scottish company have missed it completely and they're now kicking themselves. So,
yeah, bizarre.
If they cared that much, they should have kept an eye on those things. Anyway, right, moving on.
So, the United Arab Emirates are removing a ban on
Dubai Plus.
Vaping. Dubai Plus.
Dubai and Co. Dubai and Co. Well, so we spoke last week about Dubai hotels. Actually talking about vaping. So I took e-cigarettes there, didn't get them taken off me. So I don't think they're illegal to have, but they don't seem to be legal to sell out there.
That seems to be what it is.
Yeah. So what's the reason for a change of heart?
It doesn't really go into the specifics of why that I've seen. Have you seen anything?
Yeah, I have actually. I'm asking rhetorically. Okay. I know these things. It comes to Dubai is my area. It's because they think it's going to help people quit smoking, which is the right reason.
Good.
And there's a lot of smokers out there, and I think they just think, well, maybe this can help. So Dubai's really odd. UAE, Dubai Plus. It's easier to say than UAE. They have a Minister of Happiness, which is amazing. They have a Minister of Tolerance, which is amazing. So all these stories you hear about Dubai in the news, I got sent to prison in Dubai, and I don't know the ins and outs of the story, so I'm not going to get caught down that rabbit hole. But they do care about health, their country, and say Minister of Happiness, Minister of Tolerance. And I think having cigarettes doesn't really fit within this ethos of this new modern emirate. So. But yeah, they think it might be able to help cut smoking rates down and make people live a bit longer and reduce the burden on the country for their medical bills long term. So
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's good.
let's get out there. So Vape and Juice UAE.
Lovely.
Right, go on then. Next one.
Next one. Last time we spoke about Juul being the 50 milligram pods,
Oh, the Nick Salt ones.
the Nick Salt. So that's all sort of done now. And they said so.
Juul are done, are they finally?
No, well they've
Been
said
around for a month, done.
it's all over
Bye, Juul.
in the bin.
Yeah.
But they've said the 15 milligram ones are a hazard to public health.
Where was this?
Kind of that Israel.
Oh, Israel, okay, yep.
So kind of them ones. So they're now going to do the low nicotine ones. So I'm imagining that's what you were saying, that they are just going to do the 20 milligram ones.
Same as EU.
Yeah. So they're going to be sold like that. This one's a little bit older, but I think it's worth talking about because I've not seen too much about it. So when we had the TPD come in last year, so it was reduced the bottle sizes down to like 2 mil. Sorry, the tank size is down to 2 millilitres.
Yep.
And one of the big things that was a bit of a gap was that squonking bottles. So now they're going to be coming under TPD regs, and you won't be able to have the current. Most of them now are like 7 or 8
That's the
mil.
one we saw. We did an unboxing just a day of the Bassium, which is by Dovpo. Check out the video on our channel, Vape and Juice TV. Great little box mod. Comes about 8 mil, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, 8 mil.
8 mil, but that's a really easy workaround because they're just going to sell accessories again, aren't they?
That's it.
You put a tiny little thin 2 mil bottle
Yeah.
in there that, and on the website you go and buy an 8 mil. Is that's going to be the workaround?
It's going to be. Oh, I imagine they'll do what a lot of tanks are doing now, where you have a little plastic bung that you move, you pull
Pops
that out.
up.
Yeah.
How does that get past though? Surely when they're getting it approved by MHRA or TBD, they go, what's that plastic bung in the middle of this? What's this entirely unnecessary plastic bung?
Oh, don't worry about that.
Fine. Okay, well, as long as there's a workaround, there's always a workaround.
Yeah.
With regulation, there's innovation.
So I'm sure we'll just see that now when we receive them in wholesale, there'll be an extra little box, and we go, okay, you've bought that now. Here's a free bottle. Not sold it to you.
Here's a free spare, loose,
Help yourself.
sleeved
Yep.
plastic
For a completely unrelated product.
yeah, unbranded.
But there's that.
So that's all squonk stuff now into the UK and Europe, I suppose.
Well, it's not. They've put in. I think it's the same kind of sort of clause with when they initially brought in TBD. So there's a fair bit of time before anything's going to happen.
So it's not going to happen right away.
No, not happen immediately.
Keep getting your Doppo Bassium. So for those who don't know, squonks they look like a box mod, or they don't have to look like a box mod. They could be any shape. And inside them, so you put a dripper on top with a little squonk thread, so like a little hole, with a pipe down into a plastic bottle. You've got one here.
I've got one here.
You've got one here. There you go. There's a squonk. So for those who don't know what a squonk is,
Dead simple. So you've got your rebuildable RDA, got your bottle, and there's a little piece of tubing. Press that, and it feeds the liquid up. So rather than having to, normally you take the cap off, drop some on.
don't drip and drive, as they used to say.
Don't drip and drive.
Now you can squonk and drive.
But you saw before, to get around that, people were having those things that you have in the car. So you'd have it'd hang off the windshield, and you'd push it in, and it would spray some liquid on the coils. But they've decided, well, it seems to be that these seem to be really popular at the moment, squonking devices.
Well, there's a workaround. I'll be fine.
That's it.
So will you guys.
Next up. So the FDA put out a public docket.
You can just move your arms a second, because I noticed last week your arms didn't move a great deal.
So I could do some sign language. I don't actually know sign language. I'm just gonna move the arms sporadically.
Make up some sign language.
Yeah.
I watched TV at 5 a.m. this morning.
So the FDA found that 95% of comments submitted to a public docket on the proposed ban on flavourings for e-liquids, they found 95% of them. I think it was 500,000 comments or so. 95% were either fake or duplicates.
How can they? So what were they? Were they fake pro or fake against?
Fake pro, I believe. A lot of them were. I imagine there were some people within the industry, allegedly, who must have just been spamming on it to make sure that it was all.
So they're going to use it as an excuse to go, well, given all that 95% must all be fake, the remaining 5% who are against it, it's 100% against it.
I imagine so. I mean, it's what the provision they passed in San Francisco, as we were talking about last week, that got through. So there is going to be a ban on flavoured e-liquids.
So that's going to happen?
Yes.
So they basically ignored the fact that there are probably an awful lot of very positive votes there that probably have beaten that ban. And they've gone, they're all...
Yeah, forget it. No flavours.
So what are they going to have instead?
Just tobacco.
Just tobacco?
I'm sure tobacco is allowed.
Menthol?
Menthol, I believe, is banned.
Menthol's banned?
I believe menthol is
But
banned.
what are all the menthol smokers?
Well, tough.
That's crazy.
Hard cheese.
So if you like a tobacco flavoured cigarette, that's fine. But if you like a menthol flavoured cigarette, no, you either have menthol cigarettes. So you can have menthol cigarettes though.
I'm not sure whether you're allowed menthol cigarettes or not.
Let us know actually. In the comments. Let's find out. We could research it, to be fair.
Good.
Google it, go on then.
Good. Let's have a Google.
Now, with the power of the internet.
So, yes, they have. They have banned it.
So menthol cigarettes, well there you go, you have to have tobacco flavour. So can't you just also sell flavourings?
You can. So I imagine this isn't going to affect people who DIY out there, because flavours are still going to be sold, because you can't really legislate against that.
No, and also you could probably have over strength. You just have a 0 nicotine flavoured e-liquid when you have a Nick shot. Isn't that exactly the same?
You could see
it's just the other way around, isn't it?
You could see that.
Yeah. So where ours is, you can't have big bottles, therefore you do big bottles of 0 and you put a nicotine shot. Here you can't have flavoured e-liquids, so you have a big bottle of nicotine, unflavoured e-liquid, and you add the flavouring. It's
gonna work the same way.
Yeah.
I mean,
you just put a bit more nicotine in or whatever to sort of dilution.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose if you had it with slightly more nicotine, because again, they've got no
complete
ban on that.
Yeah, so that's what, they do these things, but they can't ban flavourings because otherwise they're going to have to ban the food industry. So it's another stupid bit of regulation created by someone who hasn't got a piece in the pie. Because generally it's people who haven't smoked who come up with these regulations, and people who haven't vaped. So if you haven't done either of those things, you don't really know what the motivator of people is. It's crazy.
Well, from this one, it seems to be that it was a vote.
A vote, but where everyone who voted against it was all fake. Everyone against the ban, obviously, was all fake. How could they know they were all fake?
I'm guessing they trace IPs, or
that's an awful lot of research.
It's a lot of work, isn't it?
Just they'd already come up with their opinion. They'd already come up with a law. Fine. Let's move on.
So, the last one of news bits is Montana are about to approve a huge tax for wholesale vape sales.
For wholesale.
For wholesale. So again, it's only ever going to inflate the price that goes through to the retailer and therefore the customer.
So they're not charging a price on the retail, but just on the wholesale. Just
on the wholesale side of things.
Is that because they think they can collect it easier?
I imagine so. Yeah. I imagine that's how.
What is the tax?
83%.
83%.
Yeah.
So that's 83% on the price that they sell it for. So if it costs $5 wholesale, it's now about $9, which means the retail user's going to get in the backside.
Right in the backside.
Yeah. Right in the jack seat.
Yeah.
Fine. That's why they've done that way, because they know it brings the price up.
But again, I mean, you couple that with what we were talking about last week with the 25% tariff from China.
Yeah.
It's going to be horrific.
Are these cigarette companies? Are they American primarily? BAT Japan is a big one, isn't it?
I think you're seeing more and more. I think the big tobacco companies are seeing that they're missing out on a bit of the action.
Revenue,
yeah. So.
But it always strikes me because America is the last place I think would be corrupt. Next topic.
So the next one we've got is have a quick chat about the new Nautilus all-in-one kit.
I have it here in my hand. I like it. I've been vaping it. It looks a lot like the Aspire Breeze. So if you've ever seen the Aspire Breeze before, it's a small little sidearm, I call it.
Yeah.
It's a little stealth vape.
Backup.
I suppose it's popular for probably the same reason why some of the pod systems are popular. This has got micro USB charging pass through.
Yep. So and it is a pod system. So the good thing is with this, you've got.
Do you want to play around with it? You're more of an
play around with
it. Vaping it. But
I've been using this a lot, and I think so far of all the ones I've used the dual style ones that we've tried, the Breeze 1, the Breeze 2, the Smock Rolo badge. I think so far this has been my favourite one. So you've got, again, you can have like multiples of these. These are coming in pretty cheap as well. So you can have a couple of different flavours. You can fill it up with CBD. You could have one for freebase nicotine.
So it's refillable as well.
Completely refillable.
Okay.
So you've got this little orange bung. I'm not sure how clearly you can see that. Little orange bung at the bottom. Pull that out, fill it up with liquid, and that's it filled. But it uses Nautilus coils.
Fine.
Which I think are.
Well, the original or the Nautilus X or the
regular Nautilus, but you can use like the 1.6s, 1.8s, 0.7s.
Excellent.
And they brought out a Nick Salt specific Nautilus style coil. Yet to try that one.
How does that work? How does the Nick Salt specific coil work?
I was having a look, and the gap inside the coil between like the actual coil itself and it seems like a slightly narrower diameter.
Right.
So I'm guessing that's going to be slightly more restricted airflow.
This has got adjustable airflow as well, you say, isn't it?
It does, yeah. On the bottom, you've got this little ring here. So this is how you unscrew and put the coil back in. So on that ring, you've got just a.
So you've freshly done your nails
Cyclops.
for the close-ups.
nice and tidy.
Manicured this morning.
Yeah, and then you just bung that back in. But what I really like about it is I find that some of the ones that work on where you sort of puff on it to activate it, I find them a bit inconsistent. Whereas this one, it's just got a button.
So, yeah, of course, it's not in-hand activated, is it?
No,
the difference between the Breeze was in-hand activated, wasn't it?
Yes.
What's the battery life on that? Same as the normal 500 or so?
Yeah, I believe it's. I need to double check it, but I'm sure that it is around. I imagine it's around 800, around 800 mile.
Go on that then.
Go on, have a blast.
Nice colour. Any other colour schemes or just the black girls? Again for that, it's nice, isn't it?
Ton of different colours. I think they've got 8 or so. They're all in that same sort of like metallic-y kind of finish.
Yeah, they're nice. What I like about these is they don't look as breakable as some of the early sort of small, simple systems. You know, that's not going to snap in your back pocket. No, it's tidy. There's Nick salts you've got in here at the moment, isn't it?
I've got some.
That's why I have a head rush.
Nick salts, 20 milligram. Yeah, so it's a 1,000 mile battery. It outputs a consistent 12 watts, so it's not over the top. So that 1,000 mile is probably going to last you quite a decent amount of time.
That's a nice little kit.
But yeah, I mean the main difference between what it looks like with these and also Nick salt pods is you can get slightly wider juice flow.
Okay.
So if you find that some of the salts are they can seem a bit slightly thicker.
Like a VG juice almost.
Yeah.
That's the problem with a lot of these sort of smaller systems in the past is they couldn't handle higher VG liquids. So this can handle pretty much any liquid.
You can chuck whatever you like in there. So far I've tried
fantastic.
it with some high PG, like free base 12 milligram tobacco flavour.
Yep.
It's working well with that nicotine salts.
No, so that's one of the things is I know with people with the mouth-to-lung devices, there isn't a great deal of provision for them in the shops, is there? I mean, Vampire Vapes have smashed their market. And we've got Jack the Dripper, and they're more geared for a 50-50 approach, so they can go in a mouth-to-lung device. It's one of the sad things, really, is all the shops seem to focus across the spectrum on high VG liquids, low nicotine, which is a massive market. I get it.
Yep.
But people who want a mouth-to-lung device don't just want a vapor, liquid they've got from Jet.
Yeah.
Petrol station. So
yeah, they want a bit more choice.
Yeah, definitely. So that's cool. So that's cool that something like this can use a wider range of liquids.
I think we're seeing that swing back towards having more devices for that part of the market. I mean, you look at companies like Vandy Vape, they're producing an enormous amount of mouth-to-lung stuff now. They really started with
There's a Berserker, isn't it?
the Berserker mouth-to-lung tank.
Great
they
tank.
got they made
tank.
a mini one. They
Yep.
made a little squonking RDA, which I love
Yep.
as well.
That's a single coil stem one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Most of them are, aren't they? If they're going to be mouth-to-lung, you're not going to have a
No,
low.
no, you don't need
decent. So is this available now to buy?
it is. So this is up now live on our website.
Yep. So go to vapeandjuice.com and type in Nautilus AIO, stands for all in one. They've nicked that idea from Joytech, but as we said the other day, where the hell are Joytech?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Fair enough. No, that's nice. Okay, that's cool. That's available now. What else is out available at the moment?
So we've there's another one as well by Aspire. They've just brought out another pod system, the Cobble.
So why have they got two? What's the difference?
Well, it seems to be that all these manufacturers now just seem to release something every week. Maybe they pop something out and go, oh, actually, this one's actually a bit better.
See what works.
Yeah, I think so. So you've got that's out now. You've got the what else? There's tons of new juices out as well. Loads and loads of new
Is
juices.
it grabbing your fancy?
I actually really like the IVG.
No, for a man who just smokes 12
yeah.
tobacco.
I'm probably the worst person to ask. I really do.
Fair enough.
Unless it's tobacco.
We've got this in front of us here. This is the Zenith kit. This is it looks a lot like the Chroma, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a Chroma battery.
It's a Chroma battery. It's from Illiken and it's designed by Phil Basado.
Yep.
Allegedly. And these don't seem to be selling so well or going that well. What seems to be the problem with them?
I don't really know why they're not selling. I mean, the main competitor to that is the Aspire Zelos kit. I think Aspire have probably got a slightly better reputation. They've been around. They seem to have been around just as long. But
Illiken was one of the first products we had stocked. We used to have the V. Is it the V-Taste or the I-Taste VV?
Yeah, and you had things like they used to be almost quite high end. They had stuff that was a lot more expensive than other stuff. Like you had the
VTR. Remember that? The
VTR
chrome plated.
Yeah.
Remember these were 120 quid in some shops. Chrome plated. The guy come into the shop and went, "Look at this." Goes to 11 watts or 12 watts, whatever it was. That's what this does now. They look nice. Had a nice little garnet tache kit. So it doesn't look particularly flash.
No,
I thought
it's a bit simpler.
Yeah, you've got kind of the ergonomic curved edge. It feels nice. It's a lovely device to have in the hand. But then you've got this, what looks like the first edition of a Triton. It just looks a bit clunky. What kind of coil is that? It's got that inside there.
So I believe they come with a 1. We can have a look. So yeah, it's a 1.7 ohm coil. I really quite like it. There's some really clever bits and pieces on this. I mean, Phil Posado's got his video that's like 15 minutes long that goes into all the ins and outs of the tank, which is worth a look if this sounds interesting to you. But you've got the filling method's really nice and easy. You've just got to swing this open here, rather than the Zelos where you have to, or the Nautilus 2, we have to unscrew the whole section off. This one's an absolute doddle. You just spin it open, fill it up, and off you go. You've got the same level of sort of like adjustable airflow on the bottom, but then I think the bit that's really quite cool is one of the things that we see in the shops where devices go wrong is that the threads on things seem to go off. So you find that if somebody cross threads it, that's it, game over. You've got to buy a new device. When you change the coil on this, and it's the same with a lot of the Anakin kits now, is that the coil is actually where the threading of the tank goes into. So all you do is you drop the coil in, put the locking ring back on. So every time you change a coil,
got a brand new thread.
You've got a brand new set of threads.
Is that why they do that?
That's smart. Yeah.
That's the thing is, I look at it, and a lot of people go, "Oh, my Anakin's leaking." The T series, the T18, T20, T20S, and I don't really like that whole idea of the bottom coil loading because I always think there's a danger of leak there because the point of exit of the tank is where gravity is pulling liquid down.
Yeah.
But if that's the reason why, that's smart.
It is very smart, and it does work.
You've got O-rings, I suppose, to keep it from leaking. That's cool. So it stops the cross-threading, which is obviously doesn't change the situation as if your device is cross-threaded.
No, it doesn't really help that.
No, but you always gaffer tape it down, couldn't you?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Bit glued, bit Gorilla Glue.
I've seen some bad DIY jobs. Okay, fine. That's the thing is, I've seen Phil Posada did the. Was it another Anakin? Wasn't it? Was that the thermo tank?
It wasn't the thermo. It was. Oh, what was it called? I've got one. I really like it as well.
I've seen it. I'm not sure. I like the fact that he's making the effort to focus on mouth to lung stuff because it's a good market. It's for the everyday. I just think it looks ugly. Not the biggest fan.
I'm not too keen on the drip tip. I think it might make it a bit long.
I think it's a square edge.
Necessary.
Curves and squares just don't work.
Nah.
Keep it all curved. Fine. Any other new bits of kits out?
Not so much.
The Cleto Pro's out, isn't it, at the moment?
The Cleto. Good point. The Cleto Pro is out.
We'll bring one on the show next week. Actually, we'll bring one on the show. We'll invite him in. Professional Cleto tank. Is that modelled on the original Cleto or the Cleto 120?
It's more modelled on the original Cleto, but it's slightly wider diameter. I think it's 24mm on that.
It's got an extension tank, isn't it, as well?
You can get a 4mm and a 7mm.
7mm tank.
So it's another one of these big bubble glass pieces. But
we're living in the modern age. We're living in the modern 7mm tank. What does it do differently? What does it do better?
So I think personally, when you just pick it up, you can feel that the materials used are much nicer. The finish on it is really, really nice and clean. The airflow is nice and smooth, and you've got plenty of options where it's one of these like full Cyclops slots, so you can really dial it into where you like it best. The top filling as well is easy, very much like the what was it called? Eden Mods Trillium, where you have this little ring that slides up.
Yeah, I know that. I've got one.
Yeah, so it's one of those.
It's in my top drawer. It's in that drawer we spoke about last week. It's in there. Well, I'm conscious of the time, so I'm going to have to cut this real short. We hope you find it interesting. Anything you want us to talk about, put it in the comments below. And a little bit of PR. We're launching a same-day vape service for those in London. It's called vaperun.com, so keep an eye on that. Add that to your favourites, vaperun.com. You can pop your postcode on there and find out if you're on the Vape Run. I hope you've enjoyed. This is the Cotton and Kanthal Show. I'm David. This is Fred. See you next week.
Cheers. Bye.